That infinite scrolling last night, what void of yours was it trying to fill? Is your brain serving algorithms instead of your intentions? Science has cracked the code to repair attention, and it's simpler than you think. Can you remember the last time you held a single thought for 9 minutes without a digital itch? 2024-2025 research reveals 5 evidence-based methods that demonstrably restore attention and reverse your cognitive decline. A few minutes of concentration, they literally recalibrate your brain because they mimic natural human attention cycles, not the fragmented rhythms of social media. Welcome to Psych Maps, and this is part 2 of how to fix your attention span. 5 methods to rebuild concentration. And in part 1, we talked about the 3 lethal behaviors and how our dopamine gets trapped. Watch it if you haven't. Link in description. Remember, actively choosing what to watch instead of passively scrolling reverses cognitive decline because it transforms the brain from a passive consumer to an active director of its own experience. And what if your attention isn't broken, but just held hostage? Let's analyze with you these methodologies and discover how they can give back to you your prolonged attention, your well-being, and above all, yourself. And willpower is not required. Method number 1, the digital detox protocol. A 2025 study shows that blocking mobile internet for 2 weeks restores well-being and deep concentration. Willpower wasn't needed, a physical block was. Published in PNAS and reviewed by Georgetown University, they tested significantly reduced smartphone use, improved subjective well-being, and drastically improved prolonged attention. After the experiment, people could maintain concentration for much longer periods. When you check your phone, who is checking whom? Science has a simple solution, but this content only exists if you make it exist. The algorithm seeks your attention. You seek humans, not scrollers. So choose only 18 minutes per day without internet. Set a timer, turn off the internet, and put away the phone. 18 minutes where there is you, 1 pen, and a couple of blank sheets of paper. It's fine, even if you write nothing. 18 minutes without internet and without a phone. Share and follow us. We don't count followers, we count real people. One more real person. What is the price of the attention you can't afford to lose? Method number 2, strategic breaks. Taking a break is fundamental, but timing matters. Studies show that working to exhaustion destroys productivity. Taking breaks at breakpoints, natural stopping points in tasks, uses fewer mental resources. Interrupting yourself mid-task creates much more stress and cognitive load. Research by Dr. Gloria Mark shows that people with good self-regulation skills who take strategic breaks are more productive than those who work non-stop. And what if the secret to doing more was permission to stop, not later, not when you collapse, but at that precise, natural stopping point you've ignored for years? Follow the 6-second rule. Just a 6-second pause to figure out what to do. Just 6 seconds. Burnout doesn't begin with a collapse. It begins with a series of just this, then I'll stop, said at the wrong moment, mid-task. The brain must keep the file open, and it gets tired. The solution is counterintuitive. To have more energy, you must practice the 6-second rule and add 18 minutes of concentration. Practice it, and then slowly increase the flow state time week by week. 6-second pause, 18 minutes of flow state. 6-second pause, 27 minutes of flow state, and so on. You will recognize your point, and I talk about it in Method 4 of flow state. Recognizing the natural point of closure, a chapter, an email, a concept, and honoring it with an intentional pause. It's the training that replaces fatigue with flow. Have you ever counted the minutes you spend scrolling while your brain begs for a stop? Method number 3, the sleep concentration connection. This is non-negotiable. Studies consistently show that sleep debt directly shortens attention span. What would you do if you discovered your distraction isn't a choice, but a symptom? If you need 8 hours but only sleep 6, You are accumulating sleep debt. Research reveals greater sleep debt equals lower attention capacity. People with sleep debt gravitate towards light activities, like social media, because they lack the mental resources for demanding work. While a single good night's sleep restores your tank of attentional resources, treat sleep like a non-negotiable appointment, because it protects your finite reserve of attention, preventing it from being devoured by worthless distractions. Share, to give someone else the scientific justification to go to bed guilt-free. Follow us, because building this discipline is not advice, it's a daily practice, and we practice it together. Manage energy, not time, and work with your biology, not against it. You can also connect the 18-minute break with this. And what if your biggest distraction wasn't your phone, but your brain's request for a more difficult task? Method number 4, flow state optimization. The flow state is what psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called the optimal state of attention, when you are so immersed that time disappears. Does your brain reward you when you are distracted, or when you are so focused you forget you exist? Neuroscientific research shows that during flow, your brain naturally releases dopamine, rewarding prolonged concentration. And you have developed this prolonged concentration by doing 18 minutes a day without your phone and at least 8 hours of sleep per day. Research shows that achieving a flow state, even occasionally, dramatically improves cognitive function and attention capacity over time. Is your attention a river or a puddle? Optimizing the flow state. Set an 18-minute kitchen timer and give yourself explicit permission to fail or produce garbage for those first minutes. Because the fear of judgment, self-criticism, is the primary inhibitor of flow. By suspending it temporarily, you remove the block and allow concentration to flow naturally and improve cognitive function. What could you build with the mental energy you now waste scrolling content that harms you? Method number 5, curate your digital environment. 2024 studies reveal that teenagers and young adults who actively curate their media feeds experience significant improvements. Stop following accounts that provoke negative emotions or make you feel guilty. Search for uplifting and meaningful content, content that helps you grow. Use app blockers strategically if you have poor self-regulation. Monitor your screen time. Awareness itself reduces usage. What would happen if you treated your digital space like your bedroom? No strangers yelling, no advertisements, only what gives you peace. Curation isn't just removing the negative, it's seeking the positive. Today, intentionally follow one account that inspires. Follow us and share this. Your follow gives us permission to speak to you again. And sharing, they are the only two proofs that we exist for someone. Be that someone. Curiously, although the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of work, 5 of break, is popular, recent neuroscientific research suggests it might interrupt flow states and deep work. Research indicates it takes 15 to 30 minutes of uninterrupted concentration to reach a deep flow state. Forced breaks at 25 minutes can disrupt optimal performance. Individual differences matter. Some people need longer periods of concentration. The key, become aware of your energy levels and take breaks based on your capacity, not arbitrary timers. Instead, block 90 minutes, eliminate every distraction and sprint. 90 minutes without internet, just you and optimal flow state. And if you work online, no social media, no 9999 open pages. Keep only those few things you need. Afterwards, take a long, regenerating break, 18 minutes. This honors the brain's natural rhythms, not the industrial obsession with micro units of time. These methods work, but only if you can protect them from the attention-stealing systems designed to keep you distracted. Share this with someone trying to regain concentration. Your signal is important. Master all the techniques, but if your world is designed to distract you, you lose. The attention crisis is not your flaw, it's a symptom. Fighting it requires a personal plan and a collective change in logic. It's not about being productive, it's about reclaiming sovereignty over your own unique, irreplaceable lifetime. Part 3 reveals the hidden forces sabotaging your concentration and the single societal change that could save the cognitive health of an entire generation. Attention is the only currency you pay for your life. Are you really spending your most precious seconds, or are you just letting them slip through your fingers?